Welcome to Final Destination 3, let's get to it. We open on an amusement park at night and are treated to an inside-out tour of Zoltar, who, currently dealing with mostly grown individuals, decides to work his magic in reverse by shoving them toward death. This is analogized by an overly weathered CGI ball that lets us know we're planted firmly in the mid-2000s. We find out this is a graduation night celebration for the seniors of McKinley High as we meet our main cluster of protagonists, Wendy, Kevin, Jason, and Carrie. Wendy has come armed with the school's point-and-shoot, collecting photos for the yearbook, which Kevin also uses as a tool for casual sexual assault. Let's hope he evens himself out before smartphones become ubiquitous. They work their way across the grounds, meeting various other important characters along the way, like Wendy's sister Julie and Lewis, the meathead. They eventually arrive at the focus of the opening death sequence for this film, the Demon Death Coaster, voiced by Tony Todd in his only cameo appearance for this installment.
You may never return from Devil's Light.
Aw, that's it? Wendy is not unlike several of the characters we've seen before, constantly unnerved by the things going on around her, upset by small details like this loose girder, but unable to piece any of it together in time to stave off disaster, which unfolds in grand form in this entry. See? Of course, this is just a lucid dream as Wendy comes to and freaks out, causing our group of doomed protagonists to get off the Devil's Coaster. All but Jason, unfortunately. He makes a flaccid attempt at release, but this uncaring carny declines to let him off for reasons unknown. I mean, you already have his money, what's the harm? Consequently, the harm in remaining is soon apparent to all. Like most moody, mourning teens, Wendy takes a morose walk in the rain to get up in her feelings. Kevin, intent on keeping his promise to Jason, tries to make friends.
I made a promise to Jay that I would take care of.
On the ride for 3 minutes.
But she's not having it. Luckily, before she can drive off, he's able to drive the plot forward by talking to her about his Google research.
Flight 180 blew up.
No need to restart from scratch, am I right? Wendy goes home and almost has a moment of character development as she comes to terms with her sister.
Can I use the school camera for graduation tonight?
Yeah. Why don't you go get ready and I'll recharge it a bit.
Before selfishly pulling that rug right back out.
Sorry, the battery's totally dead. Camera's not working, sorry. Julie, I need a minute, okay? Like private.
You little liar. She got that breeze and realized her carnival photography contains portents of death that require further attention. She starts by zooming into a degree that greatly exceeds the capabilities of the camera, but provides her a hint of the possible deaths of Ashley and Ashlyn, which is actually happening at that moment. We are then treated to two of the series' favorite pastimes, memorializing dead teens and referring back to details from prior films, as we're confronted by a familiar song of sadness and longing. Afterward, Wendy and Kevin meet up in the cemetery to talk, and death reveals itself to her again.
This presence is cold and terrifying.
And like a T-Rex, apparently. However, Kevin pulls the classic role reversal card and refuses to believe his own theory. Wendy supports her idea with the addition of photographic evidence, showing that not only are there signs to follow, but that the final outcome is also indicated in the carnival pictures. They try to ascertain the method by which Frankie eats it, not realizing that they are actively living it. You okay? Not anymore. They continue their quest while being berated by teen cynicism.
People die. That's just part of life.
As McKinley rips lumber after the store is closed for some reason, and they're treated to an explicit taunt from death wherein Wendy manages to save him, but not her. What were you saying? As the characters now converge on the town's tricentennial, we get indications that it's going down. This doucher starts it off with a firecracker near some horses. Kevin was previously trying to save Julie, but just like the ambiguous signs, we find that Wendy repeatedly reads the wrong pictures. As an unforeseen consequence, the horse wraps a rope around Julie's neck and starts tugging, but Kevin's able to set her free. Despite this, she definitely has several weeks of chirotherapy ahead of her. Her friend's not so lucky, and then Kevin nearly kebabs his face. It all ends with McKinley getting smacked in half. 5 months later, a series of unfortunate circumstances brings the three survivors onto the same subway car in New York. An occurrence so unlikely it can only mean one thing: death always wins. Or not. Or so? Oh, okay, not. But maybe? Did you miss much? Not really. Without Tony Todd, there was no real opportunity to introduce new elements to advance the plot. So the teens just died, in order, according to Death's preference. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.